Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me and for showing all the support. In today's reading, I will diversify a little the style of the way I read the cards. Today I will do only one pile, and the title for it is going to be What You Should Know Right Now. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so pick whatever resonates and leave the rest. And I will use this deck called Everyday Witch, I guess. And yeah, let's see. Let's jump right into the reading and see what do you need to know right now, specifically. Maybe this reading is going to highlight some guidance. Maybe it will show some details about your life that you need to be aware of. We'll see. What do you need to know right now? You have the Ten of Wands, the Page of Cups, along with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this reading will resonate for those of you, and I felt called to do that. For those of you who are feeling in life right now a little burdened, or you feel as though your life is not going in the right direction, you have to somehow compromise with life in general to find the best possible way to meet your needs, and to... Something about this pile speaks... one pile. Something about this reading speaks to me of survival and doing things not because I enjoy doing them, but because I have to, you know. I sense that with the first card being this Ten of Wands, so this person who's watching right now must be carrying a burden. Many of you will find this burden to be money, or overall survival, or responsibility. It feels to me like right now you don't feel like life is enjoyable, because with the Page of Cups, it's as though it's something that you would like to feel instead of this first card, the burden I've described. It feels to me like the person who's watching is not enjoying life to their fullest. And with the Seven of Swords, it feels to me like you are seeking ways to outrun or to outsmart like the world, the universe, in order for you to basically find happiness. It feels to me like a struggle, you know. It feels to me like you cannot settle for an activity or maybe a job or something that would bring stability and like you'd feel at peace, you know, because the Nine of Pentacles speaks to me of a person who is feeling at peace with their level of abundance and feels like everything that surrounds them is enough. So there is a little dissatisfaction here in the reading. And for some of you it will resonate the fact that you are seeking, or you've lost some sort of like spontaneity or childlike hope in the future, you know. It feels to me like the person that is watching right now is struggling to find the joy in the little details in life in general, and it feels to me like it's a struggle to continue. It feels like a battle, you know. It feels like a chess game. Yeah, overall, like this person, maybe I'll stop saying this person. You might be encountering heartache, anxiety, worry, or overall a feeling of not enough, you know, like either I am feeling like I'm not enough, like this world is not enough, like I'm disappointed in this world, or my life is now feeling a little off, you know, with this card. What else? For many of you, you either, like this card will either represent you, or you are projecting these on a partner. Like if you are single, then you most likely would want a partner who is going to support, understand you fully, and bring abundance to the table. It's like that energetic exchange between you and that person. It feels to me like I want to feel secure, and I want to share this feeling of security, like financial security, with a person who's loyal to me, because I got here the dog and the cow, which are really animals with great symbolism attached to them. First one being loyalty, and the cow being a sacred animal. Or, I heard actually that the cow represents as well motherhood or gentleness, kindness, something along those lines. Like you miss the celebrations in your life, you miss feeling content in this moment right now. Like life feels pointless for some reason, and there is like a feeling of something is missing. I don't know what can I do to change that. I can't find what's missing, or I don't know what to bring in my life, what to change in my life for me to find fulfillment. Well, the good news is the fact that you've got the Queen of Pentacles, so it's really normal and actually very good that you feel those, in the sense of what's missing, and therefore you can establish a goal, or you can establish more in a more clear manner what it is that you're wanting to seek in the future. That means basically what's telling me this card, what's it meaning for me. Oh my god. The meaning of this card is telling me that you are going to set this to be your goal, this stability, this abundance, and that you will reach it sooner or later, and perhaps you'll experience these setbacks as temporary ones. What else you should know? That's the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands, to be honest, like out of control in this situation. No feeling of certainty in the future, no feeling of hope. As I said, like this pile definitely feels like they've lost hope in a better future, or in the overall idea of rebetterment. Like, okay, I have to take that in consideration, but if you are single, then somehow you came to a conclusion that you'll be alone, which is only like your perception of things. Like, you've lost hope that you'll ever meet the one. And if you are with someone, if you're already in a relationship, then most likely you'll experience so much struggle with that relationship. You'll have many things tied to your partner that are considered to be not quite as pleasant, or there were some expectations on your partner that you felt were never going to come true, or never going to basically like, it feels to me like this person will give up on the idea that my partner will meet my needs as I want them to. Also, it feels to me like you're on the lookout for change, for options, like that person who's constantly seeking the answers, seeking the way, asking themselves the question, what am I doing wrong? Lots of introspection. I feel as though the introspection is a little forced here with this card, telling me that it's basically loneliness, and in that loneliness you feel that open space for you to think about your life. It's a little forced here. Something interesting about this situation is that most likely you'll find lots of peace, solace, and contentment in meditation, in converting that loneliness into meditation, or converting that free time or empty space into some sort of practice that will actively connect you to something that is greater than you. Also, the Hierophant means belief system or overall knowledge. Like, you need knowledge or experience, lots of like perhaps reading, perhaps authors or advice on how you can overcome this. The Hierophant as well is a mentor, and it's a situation in which you have to take responsibility for that decision on your own. Like, no one is going to rescue you, nobody is going to save you in this situation. It feels to me like the moment you'll take responsibility on the fact that you have to change that within yourself, like the inner work, no matter, because already you're being pushed to do that indirectly. But I am so confidently saying, like, please meditate, because it's a very huge, like, save save it's like the answer to your questions or something along those lines. Things will look much clearer if you were going to basically invest yourself into a spiritual practice. Keep in mind that with this image here, you might be as well benefiting from yoga, because the image is pretty descriptive on that, or overall a guided practice. I heard breath work is also guided, just like this yoga as well. There is guided meditations, as well as centers in which you meditate together. Perhaps it is that you need some sort of community, or what do you need to know right now? The Eight of Swords is in reverse, means almost like you are either on the brink of finalizing this situation, or the other message could be that this imprisonment is made by your hand, something along those lines. It feels to me like there were some decisions that led you to this state that you find yourself right now into, and whether it is conscious or not, whether it is a decision that you want to close off from the world or not, it is something for you to decide. But it's telling me that you're not so powerless as perhaps you think, or the situation might seem right now. What else do you need to know? Okay. Lots of pessimism, by the way. And yeah, the message is repeating itself with that Three of Wands, like no future, no. You would do best right now to live in the present moment and to rediscover the joy of life in the little details. Of course, that's something that just flew out, with these three cards. And there has to be done an action or a decision in the direction of that pessimism. Like, you have to actively change that, or actively set the intention for you to solve it, to not let it run in the background, because it's ruining the quality of your experience right now. I wouldn't mention it if the sun weren't to be in reverse, but there is something about this person, of course if it will resonate, that you give yourselves some sort of pride with the idea that you're so resistant, and that you know the truth, or that you know that nothing can disappoint you like any further. It's like I hit the rock bottom, and somehow I assume that if I'm disappointed enough, then there is a point in which I will no longer feel disappointed in the future, because I already am. Perhaps it's a pause with the Two of Swords in reverse. Perhaps it's a decision of yours to regenerate. And if it's truly the case, then please add this advice I've told you with this card: meditation, rest, or spiritual practice overall, because it most likely will help you a lot in your situation. What else do you need to know? Interesting. So I felt a very specific message with this card, that there is an individual who's feeling just as lost as you are right now. Like there is a similarity with that person, because you got here the Chariot, and the Chariot at times I found the card's meaning to be like not always its movement, sometimes it's stuckness, because you do not see this Chariot in traditional tarot to be moving. Feels to me like you have lots in common with that person, and most likely you'd benefit if you were to connect, or there is a person who manifests initiative towards you for you to not feel alone, basically. Or the Page of Swords. Let's see if there is a variation of messages. Like there is someone who truly understands you, I want to say, someone who's on the same page, or someone who tries to be the friend who will understand you, though they struggle too, you know. And perhaps that's alright, because if they weren't the person to struggle, maybe you wouldn't relate to them as much. But you know, I kind of get it here that this person is given to you for you to not feel so lonely. Okay, what else do you need to know about this situation, or about your situation in general? Okay, so this person, okay, this is about you. I have to concentrate. King of Swords in reverse, Four of Swords in reverse. It feels to me like you are using your mind or your intellect. It is a strong quality, but you're using it sometimes too much, or there is an overabundance, is that even a word? Where you only use these qualities and navigate your life in a sort of mindset that is completely like very strategic, calculated, something along those lines. What's the Magician card here doing in the reading? Okay, so what I'm feeling called to say, that all of this is a cycle, and it's nearing its end somehow. It's like a trial, to be honest. The Death card is significant to, or is a card of great change in general, and is a change that it's a very powerful change, I want to say. It's not one that's light, you know. And if you feel, or if you have feeling like this will never end, I will never find clarity, no, it's not the case. While you will exit this phase of your life of uncertainty, you will find much more freedom in your choices. You'll find that you're going to be the magician here. The magician has lots of roads ahead of him or her. Also, the magician feels like everything that they need is given. Okay. So, you know, interesting. Really interesting. I do not sense here like an abrupt powerful, like this situation that I have described to you right now. If you feel as though one day you'll wake up and feel better, no, it's more gradual. However, because of the death card I told you about, despite the gradual nature of your change, things will look very different. Things will change in such a manner that you will be a little surprised or caught off guard. The devil is in reverse and the Three of Swords is in reverse. Speaks to me that, the gradual change in your case is much better than one that is abrupt and rushed, because the great things, the durable things, the stability you seek and crave is only built on solid foundations and definitely is not made in a rush, That means there is a slow process here of detachment, of clearing, of emotional cleansing here as well. The devil in reverse is about releasing ties to everything that's not serving us, and you've got the Three of Swords, like these little disappointments, and all the stuff that's like the little upsets that you experience in your life, or the little stuff, like the fake friends, for example, or the difficult situations. Like these little stuff are meant to make you stronger, or are meant to basically mold you into a better version of yourself, and you need this as medicine somehow at times. uh, I don't want this to be misinterpreted, but you have to understand that sometimes when you go to the doctor and you take medicine, at times it is not pleasant, or it's not a pleasant experience, the dentists, all of this. And I'm pointing out to the fact that the cards talk about an emotional situation here that needs to be addressed. Like these are disappointments, upsets, all of the things that I have mentioned. These are experiences that are like a checkpoint or a point of contrast that are trying to indicate what it is that you are not, or from the negative to positive, or from the deep disappointment to the completely opposite specter, of emotion. With the Four of Wands, I can say there is going to be success, there is going to be celebrations and connections in your life. Though with the Ten of Pentacles, do not expect that to happen overnight. You're being slowly guided out of that, dark cave of loneliness, if that's your case, or you're slowly led out of your situation of overall like perception of the world, where things seem dull and not worth living for. What else do you need to know? For now, I would consider this phase to be healing phase for you. You have to hold on. Basically, you have to do however you feel is right for you. With the Four of Pentacles, I can say, if you feel like you are not in need of connections, of many connections right now, and if you feel like going into the hermit mode, then definitely do that. And wait it all out is the message here. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I can say right now it's not the time for the greatest of changes, and you'll feel when it's time, with external circumstances working in your favor, or with proposals, with opportunities that are going to be presented to you indirectly, you will feel that with the strength, it's definitely going to change. You're going to step into an empowered version of yourself. You'll feel like if you want to pursue something, there is nothing stopping you from doing that. Definitely here with this card is a huge confirmation that things are going to change for the better, and the best thing about this card is it's going to come from within. It's going to show itself up to be a feeling of confidence, self-assurance, resourcefulness, and resilience with this card. And with the page here of Pentacles, you'll feel when is the right time to move forward. You don't have to rush yourself, or you don't have to overly ask yourself or interrogate yourself, when will I already like change, or when will I already find the way. Or some of you will resonate with this message as well. You may be comparing yourselves a lot with other people or with other people's successes, and please remember that you're on your own timing. And you know, each of us, we have our own paces in life in which we grow, in which we realize our power, our abundance, our love in relationships. And to compare that as if we're all the same, it's unfair. I would consider that to be so, because our experience is so uniquely tailored for us specifically that you cannot really tell anyone what they should be doing right now. It's a very unique road for you, and I sense the only person in the right to tell you what to do is you, and you only. With these cards especially, no pressure is needed to be applied here, because it's like forcing a river to flow when it knows how to do that on its own. And do not stress yourselves. I want to say that with this reading, do not stress yourselves into making a decision when you feel like the time is not right. And please know that if you try to rush things, most likely you'll only aggravate or prolong your suffering in this domain. Of course, if you do that. If you are not rushing yourself, then of course this is not your case. What else do you need to know? Yeah, funny thing, 7 of... Okay, so funny thing about this, these two cards is, to me it feels like some people are not here, that who are watching, are feeling as though they are unmotivated, apathetic, or that they lack the drive. This cannot be farther from the truth with this card. It feels to me like you have forgotten what it is that you would like to pursue, or you've lost the spark temporarily. No, you've got all it takes. You've got like just the right amount of drive and passion. It is inside of you. Maybe if you consider it to be not there, it is there, but it's dormant, and it's waiting for the right opportunity to show itself up. Like this card, I want to tell you, you know, these people who will resonate with this message, you just forgot the times in which you felt excited, and it feels to me like life perhaps has made you, has like pigeonholed you or pushed you in some sort of direction, or society, parents, whatever the case may be, where you lost that, spark, where you lost that, this has a lot to do with imprinting, but it's that moment in which you give your guidance to something else or to someone else, and all of a sudden, because of that decision, you are no longer finding life to be enjoyable, because you live, or you lived by someone else's standards or norms. I sense you are capable of great uh, determination, great work attitude, or work routine, or work ethic. Yeah, you just have to find a way to cultivate that for it to come from within. Like, you'll only access that passion when you're going to listen to your inner voice. And I kind of know this sounds like a little cliche, but I found myself in a similar situation in which I gave my voice to other people, to other individuals whom I thought are having a better judgment than me, and later realized that it was not true. I had to listen to myself all along for me to basically progress and evolve in my life. Same goes with this situation. You have to give yourselves the permission to listen to yourself, even if it means making mistakes, even if it means failing. It's still your decision, and because it's your decision, you can take the lessons, you can take the next future improvement from that mistake. But overall, you are yet not aware of how powerful you are if you listen to your voice. Like, there is a resource planted in you that is so powerful, and you're completely oblivious to it right now. It feels to me like it's a situation in which someone has lots of talent or potential, for example, though I don't like this word, that is untapped. And this potential is not about people telling you you have potential. No, it's your potential to be yourself, something along those lines. Funny combination of cards, to be honest. Queen of Cups is in reverse. For some of you, if you are single, you are going to meet a person who's going to help you in many things I have described. Many of you feel as though this will never happen. It will happen unexpectedly. You will find yourselves in a situation in which a person is going to manifest interest towards you, and you're going to be as well like so oblivious about it that you're going to even misinterpret it. Like, you are going to think like either it was a mistake, or it was politeness, or it was just that they were in a good mood. Like, to be honest, like Nine of Cups, you're going to be too separated from the idea of you being with someone or someone giving interest towards you, which is kind of mind-blowing, to be honest. Like, in this reading, you're going to be too absorbed in your problems to see that that person likes you. And it's a great thing, actually. Like, yeah, I don't see something negative about it. Like, I only see positives with the fact that you're not, it's going to be a little surprise that someone like suddenly is going to show interest in you, because you are not going to be prepared. You're going to be a little caught off guard, or you'll enter a situation in which you'll not expect things to go in a romantic setting, and all of a sudden it happens, and you find yourselves with an admirer. What else do you need to know? Interesting. Oh, that's a huge one. If you were struggling financially with the Five of Pentacles, along with these cards, That's the 7, I guess, or the 6. That's the 6 of swords. Again, slow yet a very constant change for the better. It feels to me like if you've had negative beliefs around money, if you've had situations in which you felt lack, with the tower in reverse, if you felt like you were on edge with money, this is all coming to an end. A very slow, gradual change in your beliefs, perception, and understanding of how abundance works and flows to you. So much so that either you're going to be liberated with this star card, it's going to be a wish fulfillment, or you will find yourselves making money in such a beautiful, relaxing way that you will like not even imagine. Like I sense here a person who's very balanced here with a star, someone who brings money like from the spiritual like world, something along those lines. It feels to me like the way you'll bring money is going to feel to you unreal, or it's going to feel like your past version of yourself uh, is going to look at that situation and think like this is not real, this is fairy tale. And as well, if you think like if you all your life had a financial struggle, for example, yeah, and you felt as though like I will never quit that situation, I will never get the amount of money I want. Think of the star as a wish fulfillment. You will find abundance and you'll find material fulfillment if that's what you seek with this card. What else do you need to know? If you feel a lack of initiative from your side, or if you feel as though in my life I cannot find why it is that I do not manifest energy, initiative, and it will feel as though people out there are working, are passionate, are creating their life, and I'm the only one who's not wanting to do that. Not because not wanting, but because basically you feel stuck to some circumstances or situations or states of being or states of mind that are preventing you from blossoming like a flower, basically. I just love this card, like, look at it. It's such a beautiful card, really. The star is always my favorite, like in all the decks. Also, this one speaks of harmony and fulfillment, peace, if that's what you seek. It's basically something that you can manifest if you set your mind to it, or if you set the intention, basically. What else do you need to know? Okay, so that's quite interesting. There needs to be yeah, there needs to be a situation in which you'll go out, or you have to break the routine. If you are having a life right now that's filled with routine, or that's filled with situations that are repetitive and life is boring, you are lacking having fun in your life. You are lacking those moments in which you excitedly watch a movie and you enjoy it. You are lacking those times in which you are visiting a cinema or a restaurant with people, with friends, going out as well. You have to, if you are encountering like routine, you definitely have to go out. You definitely have to introduce some changes in your daily life for you to feel better, you know, for you to feel refreshed as well. Like, break the cycle here. Okay, so you have a good. Okay, that's interesting. Please um, don't give your energy to situations and people that do not deserve it, or where you feel as though there is no equal amount of, energy exchange. You are primed to get yourself busy with esoteric stuff. It's if that's something that you feel called to do, you have a very huge opportunity to deepen your knowledge in that domain. You can be the witch if you want to, basically, because I like as well, one of my favorite cards. If you feel called to, if you have an affinity to those types of stuff, then most likely you have a huge potential in that direction. Like, this is no joke. And as well, remember I told you about your free time or you being alone. As well, invest that time in finding sacred knowledge or learning, because as you can see here in the background, she has quite a lot of books. As well, this could be a metaphorical representation of her knowledge or of her experience, or all the knowledge that she knows, that so much so that she can be a guide to someone else who knows less than she does. What else do you need to know? Walk away from situations that are not benefiting you, from people. Very important message here. Do not focus on useless or wasteful people, because, and in what sense useless? When you feel as though you try to bring the truth to a person and you feel as though their eyes or ears are shut closed, if they do not take responsibility of their words, give up. Like, this is no use for you to continue on. More so, if you feel like it, if your intuition is telling you like that person will never change, that subject will never change, please redirect your attention in another sphere of your life, or shift your attention to how things can work in your favor, or what can I do so that things are working in my favor. Like, do not concentrate on the problem, concentrate on the solution here with the two of wands. Like, find the future outlook, find a positive future outlook, and think of, or visualize even better, visualize a future in which you'll feel fulfilled, or a future in which you'll not have to encounter these situations anymore. A huge warning here with this card, that if you indulge in the idea that sometimes if you indulge in the idea that there is going to be a time in which that person will take responsibility upon their words, it will never happen. And why am I being radical at saying it will never happen? Because that is what is going to take you to give up. Because it feels to me like you're knocking on some sort of closed doors, or you're begging someone to take responsibility when they are refusing to do so, or they are not mature enough to do so. You'd do better to invest that energy in your future, in your passion, in your idea of what's the next thing that I can create, With the Empress here, I do not like that it's in reverse. It speaks of burnout and, social interactions or social situations that are draining you with the Five of Swords. And with the Knight of Swords, this is a specific individual that's giving you trouble. The Five of Swords is an overall hostile, passive-aggressive atmosphere that's being surrounded, that you're being surrounded by. What can you do about this? Okay, so that's interesting. Protect your boundaries Ace of Swords in reverse can even be an indication to actually be scandalous. But with the Four of Cups, if you adhere or if you accept being scandalous, please understand you have to maintain your boundaries, but do not expect like things will not be smooth sailing here, as these cards are not very positive. But sometimes the people in our life that are being forceful or that are being toxic or aggressive, sometimes the only best thing we can do is for us to be mirroring that same energy of aggression, because some people just do not understand or do not, yeah, just do not understand it when you speak to them in a more peaceful manner. Yeah, whatever it is that is happening here with the Judgment card and the Ten of Cups, it's all for the greatest good, for your greatest good, for your emotional maturity or your emotional development, or yeah, it's all being done in a matter that will actually, or sorry, in a manner that is going to make you stronger. These experiences are very, it could be that they are very intense, that you're undergoing them and they're feeling so intense, but at the same time they're very transformative. And if you are feeling right now in life that you're not being surrounded by friends, or that you do not have friends and that you'd like to, know that right now you're being helped or guided to find your inner resource, and then when you do that, you can actually like find like the connections. First, it's necessary for you to acknowledge and actualize your own inner power before you're being helped by someone else. You have to find it within, so that you can actually like the next step in the game, like finding the connections. But first you have to find the empowerment within yourself. So I guess that's all, because I only have a few cards. I hope it really resonated for you and you found it helpful. Keep in mind it's a general one, so most likely there is not going to be like every situation here showcased that's going to resonate. But nonetheless, I hope there was something in this reading that was of use to you. If I find that it's useful, helpful to you, and you enjoyed it, I will consider doing this more often. Of course, I will try to do like general readings as these, maybe with guidance as well, with what you should do next, maybe what is the opinion of that person of me, or whatever the case may be. I will try doing like one pile readings and see how it resonates for the audience. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, and I hope to see you in the future. Bye.